Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at F3 Uranium. This was a stock analysis request from one of the followers, and I wanted to let you know that anyone can make these requests and I will most likely cover them, especially if there is an actionable trade setup to follow. Now here on this chart we unfortunately do not have a clear 5-wave structure forming to the upside, and I pretty much am forced to count this initial push up in a 3-wave structure. Now if it is an A wave up or a wave 1, that is still to be seen, because afterwards we had our correction in a wave B or a wave 2, and we had our push higher in an additional wave A or the wave C of a larger wave 1. So we are tracking basically two different counts, but the thing about them is that even if it could be either of them, unless we actually invalidate the idea that here is a wave 1 up, a wave 2 down, then we had an A wave up, a B wave down, and a C wave to the upside. Unless we invalidate this possibility of an A-B pattern, we would not really be able to know which of the patterns we should be tracking, because they will heavily overlap, and the developments that we would be looking for to develop to the upside are heavily similar, or they're very similar, because in this idea that I'm tracking here, a 1-2 setup, where in the wave 1 we had an ABC structure that has developed, then I would be looking here at the correction in the wave 2, all fine, and then in the third wave to the upside I'm looking at an ABC pattern to develop. Now for this to work out, I do need to hold a support zone for such a wave B, which is between the 23 cent level all the way down to the 10 cent level at a 78.6% retracement, and as long as we stay above the 78.6% retracement, we still have a high likelihood of this count working out. Then we also have the possibility to track this entire movement as an ABC structure to the upside, have this as a wave 1, and let's use yellow for this. Then we are now looking for a larger wave 2 correction, where in this case I would be looking to find support in the area, let's see, between the 16 cent level all the way down to the 5 cent level at the 78.6% retracement. And as long as we stay above the 78.6% retracement in yellow, we can still look for continuation to the upside. Now if we actually break that level, I would heavily consider forming another low on this chart, and it would still be possible to push higher directly, but the structure wouldn't be really suggesting that, and also depends on what type of structure we really develop to the downside in any way. Now, as I was saying, these structures, if they succeed, as long as we don't break the white scenario support zone and we don't break the white scenario overall, we are looking to develop either a wave C within the third wave to the upside in the white count, or we would be looking to build an initial wave A up in the yellow scenario, and in either case those would be heavily similar, where if it is the yellow scenario, I'm looking for an A wave up and then a wave B down and then a C wave to the upside to complete the larger wave 3, whereas in the white scenario I'm looking only for a singular wave C up to complete the entire wave 3. Now I do have some requirements to consider that this wave 3 is actually complete, and that would be to reach the 138.2% extension at the $2 level. Now keep in mind, these are Canadian dollars, doesn't really matter, it's just a point I wanted to bring up. But we are looking to reach within a wave 3 the 138.2% extension. That is the ideal level of the wave 3. They can extend a lot, but generally if they fail to reach that level, it is probably a different count. Now personally, I do slightly prefer the yellow scenario, where we fulfill the entire wave 1 all the way up here in an ABC structure, and now I'm looking here at an ABC structure or something like this within the wave 2. But I'm also open to the white scenario working out. Now once this movement is complete, because this could play out identically in either scenario, Once that is complete, we would have slightly different support zones based on which scenario actually played out. So we will maybe need to track both support zones, but honestly, even at that point, they will again heavily overlap. So personally, I would heavily prefer to continue tracking only the yellow scenario from this point. Just keep in mind, if you are interested to have a more full picture of this chart, that the white scenario is a possibility. But yeah, for now, I would prefer to track just what we have here in yellow. And within this wave 2, which in either scenario would be the same, I'm looking here at an A wave down, an overshooting wave B, and then a C wave to take us and complete this wave 2. It is not necessarily the case. I could see this also as WXY pattern developing, multiple ways to actually track this development, but right now we are getting pretty close to the first level of support here in the yellow scenario. And I may even add that this structure, while it does start to have more heavy and heavier divergences, I do also have a possible 5-wave structure that has completed here, so I am very much open to different interpretations. Maybe the wave 1 having the top here in a slightly different count, or maybe it's not a wave 1 in that case, maybe this is an A wave up. Different counts could work out in different ways, but the idea is we could be looking at an ABC structure developing to the downside that is a realistic risk, and in that case I would be looking for this wave 2 to reach the area between, or not the area, I would be looking for an ideal target within this wave 2, in that case at the 80 or the 8.5 cent dollar level. That would heavily match the 61.8% retracement. We do also have some structural support in that area, but honestly, not much else to add at this point within this structure. And it is honestly a bit difficult to tell in either time frame the exact structure that would be developing here. I do have counts that would allow a pretty quick bottom as well, which is why I want to point out that if you really are interested in this stock, you may want to consider an entry even at the first level of the support area, where you maybe want to approach this in a manner of entering with higher and higher positions as you get lower into the support zone. This is a strategy that I have seen presented and that I find easier to track and follow. That when you get to the first level of support, you get a small position maybe, and as you go lower into the support, you accumulate more and more for the longer time frame if you are interested really in this stock. And in this way, if it actually gets all the way down, you do get a larger accumulation, but at this point it would be where you get the largest sum of the stock, but it would also be the point with the lowest risk and highest reward possible. And even if it fails, you are close to invalidation, which would be this 2.5 cent level. So for now, I don't think we should look too much into the short time frame in this area. Very difficult to interpret. And these are the levels. This is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And until then, I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.